And in other news, in France, a group of retired generals and serving officers published an open letter warning of the coming of a civil war. This follows what they call a climate of violence that's been ramping up since last year. NTD's David Vivez has more.
20 retired French generals wrote in an open letter to President Emmanuel Macron on April 22nd that France may be heading towards a civil war. The statement was published in a conservative magazine. They urged immediate action from the government to address issues plaguing the country, the most recent of which happened last Friday, when a police officer was stabbed to death by an Islamic terrorist. They say the French political class should return to honor and duty. Antoine Martinez, one of the generals who co-signed the letter, points out the responsibility of top government officials.
After the end of the first lockdown, we saw violence erupt, some of which can be considered to be acts of war between different communities in France. We realize our government officials are to blame for that. It has been decades. They haven't had courage or discernment in some of their policies, including immigration policy.
General Christian Picmal, another co-signer, grieves on the lack of patriotism.
We are patriots, but we are considered dangerous by the government. They are calling us populists, nationalists. A true patriot loves and protects his land, the land of his father and its history.
The letter also says, quote, "This is not a time to speak. Tomorrow, a civil war will put an end to the growing chaos, and you will bear the responsibility of thousands of deaths." The letter received extensive media coverage for days. Government officials condemned it, and some are calling for sanctions against the generals and officers who signed the letter. The generals responded, saying that was not their intention, and they were just describing the process of authority intervention. But the generals found support with the general population. According to a poll released on Thursday, 6 out of 10 people in France support the general's position. David Vivez, NTD News, Paris.